Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're doing part 2 of ranking the best pink diamond hidden gems in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM here on this tier list. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Help me push towards the 40,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day. Tons of consistent daily MyTEAM content. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, let's hop right into it. I believe the only hidden gem that came out this past Friday that was on the tier list was Magic. So I've put Magic back to the end of the list now that he is out. We'll be ranking all of the other cards on this list in this video. So we'll start off with George McGinnis, who I do think is a pretty good card. This card is, I think he's only 6'8" at power forward, and that lack of size does definitely hurt this card a bit. But he's got very complete stats. He's a good shooter, elite level defender, but not a great shot creator or a top tier shooter. Not a terrible shooter either, but just not incredible. He's got decent movement for a power forward, but overall, I don't think he's like incredibly amazing. Probably high C is a fair spot for him. I think Steve Smith is really good. 6'8" 2-guard, always has a really nice release. I don't know what his stats and badges look like exactly though, but I assume they're good. Well, only 8 Hoffs, 7 gold badges, not as complete as I anticipated. Although he's got the key finishing badges, got good shooting badges, decent playmaking, and solid enough defense as well. Fully badged, I think he's probably A tier. He's got an awesome release. KCP base is top tier. That's enough. That KCP base is enough for me to put him in the A tier, I think. At least very low A, because I think he's a dog. Stephon Marbury. The thing about Starbury is when you think top point guards in my team, I just think at this point that level of size isn't really ideal. Only 6'2", not amazing defensively on the interior or anything. He's got good badges. He's a solid card, but D-Rose base is not amazing either. I think when you think of top tier point guards, as good as Stephon Marbury is, I mean, you got a few D tier guys, right? I think he's one of them, to be honest. Connie Hawkins. This card is probably a god, a what, 6'9", 6'10" small forward, always awesome defensively and just versatile as well. Great slasher, good shooter, very complete card. DeMar DeRozan base isn't amazing, but Taurean Prince upper is top tier, and that will really help this jump shot. I think DeMar's upper is really the bigger issue. He's also got D-Book dribble style, which is a very good one. I think as a whole, he's a really good card, and I think probably low A is a fair slot for him. He's really good. Honestly, so is Danny Granger. Danny Granger is a beast. He's got a phenomenal jumper. He's obviously an elite level shooter, but he's not bad at all defensively either. Pretty darn complete badges, super athletic, and exceptional shooter with a great jump shot. Doesn't have incredible movement, but he's a very good card, and I think another A tier type of guy. Rudy Tomjanovich, similarly to a guy like George McGinnis, undersized at the power forward position, but still a very good card. Can play small forward at 6'8". Now, I would say defensively, he's probably more of a power forward. 80 perimeter, 84 steal, 89 agility isn't bad, but it's not incredible. But I mean, I think the release is awesome. The movement isn't great. The athleticism isn't great. He fits better as a power forward when you look at the stats and the badges, but the height says he's more of a small forward. Although I do think he's good at both, so I will put him in the B tier. I think he's still a very solid card. John Starks, not bad at all. 6'5" PG, good jump shot. I don't think his movement is very good. I didn't love the movement on his Emerald card that came out early this year, but he's athletic. He can shoot. He can finish. Obviously a good dunker and a good perimeter defender. I wish the interior was higher than 55 at 70 strength, 70 block. I mean, at 6'5" isn't horrible. It's not ideal, but he's got a nice jumper. His movement's okay, not great. Don't love D-Book escape really, but he's not bad. Not a bad card at all. I think probably B tier, low B. I think is a fair slot for John Starks. He's not bad at all. Bailey Howell, good, not amazing card for a pink diamond. I mean, he's not a shot creator, but he is decently athletic, a good shooter. Good speed, good defender, not like insanely great as a playmaker or as a shooter or any in a specific area. I think high C is probably fair, but he's a very good card. Don't get it twisted. Rudy Gay, awesome card. Really good. Oop, I just clicked on the wrong dude. I do want to check ball handle on this card. So 86 ball handle on that. So I heard the Rudy Gay's pink diamond has a better behind the back. I'm not entirely sure about how that would work though. Either way, Rudy Gay release on normal. Am I tripping? Do they have the same behind the back? They don't. Diamond. Okay, so Rudy Gay pink diamond has a better behind the back than the diamond, which is a nice thing. I understand the stats and badges don't quite look like an S tier card. His animations, especially with an elite behind the back, are really good. This Rudy Gay card is an absolute dog. Has one of the best jumpers in my team. exceptional slasher, massive player build. I understand the stats and the badges don't quite look like a S tier card, but I'm telling y'all he is. He is an exceptional card, deserves that spot. Chris Middleton generally does not have the best jumper, I will say, but he is going to be solid defensively. Not amazingly insane defensively, but good shooting badges. Not an elite slasher. I wish he was better as a slasher. His movement also isn't great. I don't love LeBron's escape. Honestly, not as good defensively as I anticipated. His jumper isn't amazing. Not a bad card, but I think I'm putting him ID as far as that is, as crazy as that might sound. I don't know. I think it's probably fair. When you look at this list, you got to have some guys lower tier, like I said. And Jamal Murray, very good slasher, not good strength, but decent interior. Needs defensive badges added. They're lower end tier, and he needs things like Challenger, Movable Enforcer, Paint Patroller, Off-Ball Pest. Those are absolute musts. But with those added, great slasher, great shooter, solid movement. He's good. He's not insane. I think he's C tier because of the defense being pretty mediocre. Hito Turkoglu. I'm going to be totally honest with y'all. I have not looked at this Hito card at all this entire year. I know his jumper's always decent, although it's not quite as good as it used to be. Amari base isn't bad. RJ Barrett upper's pretty darn good. It's a solid jumper. Now, defensively, it's leaves a little bit to be desired. He's not an exceptional athlete either, and movement-wise, does not look special. Not a great escape, not a great dribble style. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I know he's 6'10". His defense isn't great. I think he's high C. And honestly, Kevin McHale is probably one of the lowest bigs on this list as well. I don't think he's great. By the way, I just realized Dirk came out this weekend as well. And so I'm going to take him off the list as well because he's not a hidden gem anymore. But Kevin McHale, only 79 speed and no real playmaking or shooting badges at all. Super low ball handle. Great defender, yes, but his jumper's not amazing. I mean, Şengün's base isn't bad. He's pretty good, but he needs a lot of badges. He's not super fast. I love the wingspan, but I still think he's probably one of the worst bigs on this list besides Yao and Dikembe. Like, probably D tier. I don't feel like that's that unfair. Kyle Korver, one of the best shooters in the game, of course. Exceptional release. And his pink diamond is better defensively and better speed-wise, a little better as a slasher than his diamond. Now, I know the speed dunking defense doesn't really look like a top tier card. I'm going to put him B, though, because he's an exceptional shooter, and he's going to be solid defensively, 6'7". And the release is so good that him just being solid in other areas is good enough to make him a top tier type card. I think B tier is totally fair for Kyle Korver. Antoine Walker is not bad. I have played against this card a couple times. He seems pretty good. Jumper's nice, good shooter, pretty decent all around badges. Could be a little better, but not too bad defensively. He's pretty solid. 87 interior, perimeter, 87 agility, not too bad. Bismack Biyombo base is a strange one. I don't love that release on Derek Coleman, but mainly the thing about Derek Coleman that I don't love is the upper, and Goran Dragic upper is a really good one, and he's got Trey Escape. I think C tier is probably the right spot for Antoine Walker. He's not D tier, but he's not insane either. I think that's probably right. Gerald Wallace, I do believe, is so good defensively, and he's probably super athletic as well, and he's got a good enough jump shot. His jumper's always nice in my team. Jalen Noel base is, I haven't really used any of these cards, but I assume it's pretty good. Movement doesn't look amazing. Normal dribble style isn't top tier, but he's super athletic and absolutely exceptional defender. Versatile, small forward. Is he A or is he B? I'm going to go very low A because he's always great defensively. I think that's the right slot for him. CJ McCollum is going to be probably C tier because of he's only 6'3". He's not an exceptional slasher. The defense needs some work as well. His release is really good, though. He's got a good fade. His D-book dribble style as well. Good movement. Just, I wish he was better badge-wise, honestly. Defensive end of the core. I mean, 78 interior is good. Not great strength, not great block, not a great slasher. The slashing is the biggest concern to me, honestly. Similar to a guy like Chauncey Billups. Chauncey's much better defensively. CJ's got the much better jumper. I don't mind putting all these guys, Chauncey, CJ, Donald, and Jamal Murray, all on the same tier and C tier, though, I gotta say. Peja Stojakovic, elite shooter, 6'10", small forward. Always a very good card. But here's the thing about Peja is the badges could use a little work. Only 16, 19 total badges. Needs some defensive badges added as well as we're really mainly defense, but jumper's good. Evan Fournier base is actually pretty good. Jeff Green upper's really good. JB Escape isn't bad either. Like, not a bad card. I think B tier is probably the right spot for him. And that's where I have him. Yeah, B tier for Peja. That's the right spot. Wally Szczerbiak, always an awesome jumper. Similar, honestly, to Kyle Korver in a lot of ways in terms of the jumper. It's really that good. I mean, default swing base is with a good upper as well is really good. David Thompson's upper is really nice. De'Aaron Fox's escape is really good as well. He's got a great escape, but he's not athletic. And defensively, 65 interior, 52 strength, 47 block. Not great. I think he's a little bit worse version of a guy like Kyle Korver. And so I'm putting him like mid C. I think that's the right spot for him. Tim Thomas. Of course, Tim Thomas is obviously 2K23 absolute legend, was really good last year too. 85 speed, 85 agility, 91 3 ball, 85 driving dunk, 85 defense. The stats aren't as good as I thought, and the badges are not amazing, but they're not bad. Like 23 total badges, I believe. Default big jumper though. What in the world? I take it back. He's not nearly as good as I thought. What in the world? They gave him a bad jumper. I'm sorry, Tim Thomas. The stats and badges are good, not insane, but the release is bad. That's a C tier card. I'm not going to, as much as I love Tim Thomas, I thought his jumper was going to be amazing. That's not one. Brandon Ingram is 84 speed, 84 agility, very, very, very mediocre defender. And his jumper is also not that great in 2K. D-book dribble style, Paul George escape is nice, but not a great jumper, and a very mediocre defender puts him in D tier. John Stockton is a non-dunking PG, very similar to Chauncey Billups, but even smaller. Honestly, like just an inability to dunk the ball at all. Obviously, he's great defensively, but if you're that small and you can't dunk, and I mean, normal dribble style isn't great. Tatum behind the back isn't great. He's just not quite good enough. I think D tier for him as well. Brook Lopez. Jumper on Brook Lopez is ugly. With that being said, he is a great shooter, but he's 67 speed. 67 speed and an ugly jumper is enough to put you in D tier. I'm sorry, it is. Drew Holiday. Am I crazy to say Drew Holiday is an S tier card? I don't really think so. I know the slashing 70 driving dunk isn't amazing. He is an unbelievable defender, has enough size, has a fast jump shot. It feels crazy to put him in S tier though. I'm going to put him A. I really like Drew Holiday. He's amazing defensively. Best defensive point guard on this list. I think you got to put him A tier. I mean, he's an incredible, incredible card, but the slashing could be better. That's the biggest thing. Gilbert Arenas has great speed, great shooting, and versatile dunking. Solid defender. Not a bad card at all. Good stats. Good badges. Kobe escape, pro dribble style, not too bad. Release should be pretty decent. I mean, Ayo Dosunmu, yeah, it's not a bad jumper. Honestly, he's good. Gilbert Arenas is a very solid card. I think A tier is probably the right spot for him. He's a very good card. Caron Butler. As crazy as this is to say Caron Butler is an S tier pink diamond, I think he might be. This card is so good. He's got an incredibly fast jumper. He's a really good defender, half interceptor, amazing shooter, and a good slasher, and a good defender. This Kevin Knox base is one of the best bases in all of my team. And pretty good movement as well is enough to make him a really, really good card. I really do believe that Caron Butler is actually S tier. As crazy as that is to say, he might be the lowest card in S tier, but he's really, really darn good. And he does deserve to be up there, I think. Larry Hughes, really, really good point guard as well. Definitely one of the best PGs on the pink diamond tier. He's a good speed, good shooter, solid slasher, really good perimeter defender, but the low interior, low strength, low block does hurt the card. He is 6'5", though, which is nice. He's got a pretty good jumper. He's good. He's A or B. I think I'm going to go B. The low interior puts him B for me. I think that's fair. Ricky Davis certainly does not have the movement that he has had in previous years, but his jumper, while also not the same jumper he's had in previous years, is still very good. Sigs could be a little better. Shooting's good. 76 interior isn't bad. Badges, leave a tiny bit to be desired maybe, but aren't bad. I think he's B tier, honestly. I don't think he's like great, but I think B tier is probably the right spot for him. Cade Cunningham. I feel like Cade has to be S tier, man. He's got some of the most size of any point guard on this list at 6'6" with a big player build, 7'1" wingspan, good speed, good finisher, great release, and I know he needs some D badges added, but the defensive stats certainly aren't bad, especially for a 6'6" PG. I think when Cade Cunningham comes back, especially with the Trae Young escape as well, he is going to be very much in the conversation for best point guard in the game. He deserves to be S tier for sure. Wesley Matthews. I'm sure he's an awesome 3 and D. I don't know how high I can really rank him though. I don't know what his SIGs look like. That's going to be the main question. Great shooter, decent speed. No playmaking at all though. Only 75 driving dunk. That's not awesome. Jumper's always really good. D-book escape isn't great. Pro dribble style is not bad. Jimmy's behind the back isn't great either. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I think I'm going to move him down to C because he doesn't have much playmaking or slashing. I think that's fair. Donovan Mitchell. Does D-Mitch get B tier? I know he's only 6'1", but his jumper's great. His movement's decent. He's super athletic. The main question for me with D-Mitch is, I mean, 68 interior, 60 strength. Wow, he's missing a lot of badges. Oh my gosh, this card is not nearly as complete as I thought he'd be. I thought he'd be way better than this. I'm not going to lie. No, never mind. I'm sorry. He's going D tier. The badges are not there. And then the Magic and Dirk obviously came out this past weekend, so I'm not going to rank them anymore. Although I had Dirk at C tier, I think I'd move him down to D tier after using him. Magic probably goes A or B tier to me, if you're wondering where I'd put those guys. But they're not pink diamond hidden gems anymore, so they don't technically count for this list. With that being said, that is going to do it for this pink diamond hidden gem tier list. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.